Good morning, children. Today we are going to see chapter 12, friction in physics. I missed a topic in that chapter. Let us see that today. So, as the name of the chapter tells, friction is a necessary evil, a friend and a foe. Okay, so friend means it has some advantages, foe means it has some disadvantages. When I tell it as friction is a necessary evil means it is a necessary one as well as a evil one. So it has both advantages and disadvantages. Without friction, we can't do anything. Okay, so let us see the advantages. Friction is necessary to walk, to ride, to use to hold a chalk on the right on the board. The road with the vehicle should have the grip in the tires to run on the road. The nail should be held with firm and it has to be hit on the wall. For all these activities, whatever we do, we need friction. So yes, if there is no friction means what will happen? We cannot walk on the floor. We would slide down and fall. So what are the disadvantages of friction? The major disadvantages of friction is it produces heat in the machines. Okay, as we already saw that the machines running for many manufacturing processes also produces heat. Why is it so? Because of continuous operations. Okay, for a machine to work also you need the friction, isn't it? So on continuous operation it produces heat due to friction, and that heat produced leads to the loss of energy. So this is the one major disadvantages of friction. The remaining everything is the advantages only. So that is why they are telling that friction is a necessary evil. We need friction as well as we don't want friction in certain situations. Understood? Now let us see how to increase the friction. Is it necessary to increase the friction? Why is it so? The friction means, what is meant by friction, children? Friction is the opposition force enabling us to do the activities, isn't it? So in certain cases, the friction has to be increased for the smooth traveling. Okay, so if I consider as the tires of vehicles, okay, if the tires do not have some designs or patterns on them, it would be a just a molded one, which leads to the skidding of vehicles on the road surface, isn't it? So this is a tire. Let us take an example. Okay, if the tire is having no pattern on the surface, instead it has some patterns like this, that is what I meant as the treaded tires. The vehicle's tires will definitely have some pattern on them or design on them. That is done to increase the friction. The design or the pattern on the tires will increase the friction and thereby enable the vehicles to run smoothly on the road surface without skidding. Okay, if there is no treaded patterns means the tire will lead to skidding of vehicles. There won't be enough of friction for smooth traveling. Understood? The next one is grooved shoes. It means your shoes will have the spikes. Can I use your school shoes in washroom? Can I use your washroom slippers on the concrete floor? No, right? Your washroom needs more grip to walk on the washroom floor, isn't it? So that is why we use specially washroom slippers on the inside the washroom. Whereas your school shoes are very smooth enough. They do not have that grip to walk on the washroom floor. So you would easily slip down. So even to walk with proper friction, your shoes are having spikes. That is what it is given as grooved shoes. Okay, to increase the friction to walk, the grooved shoes are provided. Next is the brake pads in vehicles. A vehicle is moving. Suddenly, if it needs to put the brake, it is seen clearly in your cycles. You have a brake pad near to the wheels, that is the tires of the cycle, which holds the tire from moving again once the brake is pressed. That brake pad again causes the friction, thereby stopping your vehicle. Okay, so these are the cases where the friction is additionally increased to avoid some accidents. Understood? Next, let us see how to decrease friction. We can decrease friction by using lubricants, grease and oil, powder in carom board, rollers. Okay, so the lubricants means usually grease and oil are together called as lubricants. They are the agents who are going to decrease the friction in the form of liquid. Okay, consider a door in your house. If the door produces a sound during opening and closing of it, what is the meaning of that? It means there is no enough friction for its movement. So that is why the sound is produced while opening and closing. So what do your parents do? They just put some oil or grease to the hooks of the door so that the next time when the door opens, the sound is not produced. So the lubricants act as an agent to reduce the friction. So that is why we pour oil to the hooks of the door, producing sound. Even to the fan also. When the fan rotates, if the sound is coming, the grease or oil is poured to the fan so that the friction is reduced and the next time when it operates, the sound is not produced. Okay, so grease and oil are together called as lubricants, the agents to reduce friction in the liquid form. Next, powder in carom board. So this everyone would have definitely done this. When you play carom, you first pour powder on the board. The reason you itself will know, for the smooth movement of the carom coins, isn't it? So the friction developed between the surface of the carom board and the surface of the carom coins is reduced when you pour powder on it. Okay, so that thereby leading to this smooth movement of the coins on the surface of the board. Clear? So here the friction is reduced by using the powder in carom board. The next one is your rollers. Rollers in the sense trolleys are there. We have seen this example already, I hope. Trolley. Yes, the trolleys are fitted with the rollers at the bottom. So there it decreases the friction on the floor on which you carry your luggages. When you just roll your trolley, that is when you drag your trolley and go, the rollers rotate and leads to the smooth movement of the luggages. So the rollers are again playing a role to decrease the friction. Okay, so these are the cases where the friction is reduced. Usually for an object to move, we need friction. For an object to stop also we need friction. Okay, when a ball is rolling, when you keep a ball on the ground and leave it as such, it starts to rotate and it starts to move. That is also because of friction, and after some time the ball stops at a point. No one is going and catching it. but it will gradually stop. That is also because of friction. So, from this chapter, what did we learn? We learned that friction is a necessary evil. Okay, children? Thank you. If you have any doubt, contact me.